Hello, everybody. I love doing these things. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is in your area of the woods. Just really kind of stepping into the energy of the magic that's happening all around. I know this is an interesting kind of season for a lot of people. Many different energies are flying all over the place. And we want to be stepping into those proactively. I love that. I'm just going to turn off my phone. I see that there's a couple people here. I love it. And I'm just going to see if I can find this in the feed on my Facebook as well. So bear with me here just a minute. What I'd love for you to do is to, you know what? Actually, this morning, interestingly enough, I went and I've made a decision about my Instagram account. I decided that I'm going to focus on chakra things, working up my way through the chakras, doing Instagram lives and reels. So I started yesterday with just going, hey, I'm going to be doing this. And then today I actually went on and did it. And it felt so good. It felt so good to be proactive, to make a decision like that. There we go. I found us. Let me just mute us. There we go. Now I can see who's here. Sarah, hello, Jackie, Robin, Marie, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so let's tap into the energy of your questions. If you haven't already put a question in the question post, then please do feel free to put a question underneath this feed that you're seeing right now, because I would love to hear from you. So I'm going to ground us first and really step into the energy of that beautiful earth star, the one that's actually beneath your feet, and how grounding that earth star is. Can you imagine this incredible star is actually beneath your feet? This called the earth star chakra. When you think about that and you think about the stars in the heavens, like how absolutely connected that you're in between those in this beautiful infinity sign, that you're in the middle of that and those stars are on either side of you. Also, too, there's starfish in the ocean. So just really filling into all those three stars, allowing, being open to receiving, letting that beautiful magic of Mother Earth really connect with your Earth star. And for some of you, you've had the ability to go outside and do things like I've done, do things like my girlfriend Sarah, who's on here, has done, you know, the hiking, the biking, the walking in nature, and really tapping into everything that's all around you. I was literally just at my window watching blue jays, a pair of blue jays. It is as simple as imagining you are outside even. Okay, so for a moment, let's just imagine we're outside, we're connecting with the trees that are all around us, feel into the energy of that. Feel into the beautiful earth star that's beneath your feet and how it's connecting in with Mother Earth, and that you can actually feel or sense that Mother Earth is tending to that earth star chakra. That's that energetic connection that you have with Mother Earth. It's almost like that gravitational pull. So as you're in here, asking for your mind, body, and soul, your mind, body, and spirit, your little you, your physical body, your higher self, all those portions of yourself, to really be open to receiving. So being open with no expectations, no limitations, being okay with the outcome. What's really interesting for me right now as I'm doing that is all of these things are going on in my body. And it's honestly because I ate something that I don't necessarily, I shouldn't necessarily have eaten. and I've overheated, and it's a high sugar dose, and it's just really recognizing that I'm starting to be very conscious of what my body wants and doesn't want, and I really want you to be aware of that in this month as well as we go into the new year 2022. Okay, so I am going to go take a peek at the questions that were on the question post that I actually put on there a couple days ago. And Sue, I'm starting with hers right away. So bear with me here while I prep my little thing. Answered at 5 minutes. There we go. So Sue is saying, what steps can I take to get to the next level of my spiritual journey? What will open me up even more? It's funny. I usually don't look at the question posts before I start the Q&A. However, I did have a quick glance just as I was running around in the house this morning, and I stopped and I took a moment because I decorated my Christmas tree, and I had all these different thoughts going through my head and that, and I'm putting out ornaments that I had created and made over the decades of my life. And I have this beautiful piece of black obsidian, and I asked this piece of black obsidian if it was okay if this clay Santa that I had painted in ceramics back in the 80s, if it was okay if it sat beside it. And I stood there with my eyes closed, and I had I had my eyes closed, and I had my hand on this beautiful piece of black obsidian. And I really felt this incredible connection of energy flowing between this black obsidian and connecting with that Santa Claus, that ceramic Santa Claus, and myself. And it was in that moment I realized what the answer for you was, Sue. I really felt drawn to being in conversation, to staying and leaving my hands on this piece of black obsidian, like literally, like I want to take the time. So this is what you're being directed to do as well, Sue. You're being directed to take the space to actually sit with a crystal and allow the energy to flow with you. Allow that time that we're so conscious of the time and moving here and moving there. And do know for everybody else that's on here, whether you're watching this live or watching the replay, that this is really important information. And this probably is a really good answer for every single one of your questions. Okay, is to sit and be in space with this crystal and allow yourself to just be. Allow the information to flow back and forth with this crystal. Be open with no expectations, no limitations, and being okay with the outcome. Like honestly, give yourself the space. And I'm saying like 15 minutes at least, 30 minutes, maybe even an hour. Allow yourself to be in that space with the crystal and just be, because it feels like there's some sort of connection that is really being asked to be brought in at a deeper, I guess, at a more deeper spiritual level for you right now, Sue. You have done such incredible work over the last couple of years, and you're really starting to dive in more deeply with some other things now. And now you're really being asked to hold that crystal, whether it's one that you have in your possession, or one that you are not even aware that it's coming into your radar right now. It's there, okay? It's right there, okay? So very, very interesting. Deidre wrote Advent, the coming of the light, and more of a topic or beliefs, I guess. So I'm actually going to broach this. I'm actually going to kind of tap into the energy of this for Deidre and whomever else is interested in the light aspect of things. So when we're talking about that, I know that I bring in the light when I am doing any healing work with myself, or when I'm feeling any kind of energy where I want to start to shift through that. So what I mean by that is, if I have a toothache, or if I have a headache or something aches in my body, I honestly draw the light into that area. Now, it's interesting because when I hear the coming of the light, I actually think of Advent calendars. And I know there's so many different kinds. I've seen cases of beer that are 24 days before Christmas. I've seen alcohol. I've seen crystal ones. I've seen chocolate ones. And what what would be absolutely magical, and it's so interesting because I started to do this myself now, and I think this would be a really incredible thing to be doing, is remember how we opened up with the Earth star energy? If you chose to step into the energy of this, doing something in Ash chakra on a daily basis with regards to star energy. Now, that could be you going through all your chakras and imagining a star in there or multiple stars, or it could be you choosing a star and going through that chakra with that star energy and just allowing yourself to see what wants to come up in there. So, that's a very powerful way to bring in the energy of light, is to connect with that star energy. Beautiful. Thank you, guys. I'm liking the comments that I'm seeing here. And hi, La Mariposa and Hope. Beautiful to see you guys. Hi, Mary. If you're on the one feed, I am seeing some of the questions, so I'm going to go back and forth between the two. Marie asks, what do I need to hear at this time? Okay, let me tap into the energy of that. Do you hear what I hear? A star. It's that sing. And I want to say a star. Do you hear a star? Wow. Okay. Do you hear a star? There's something magical happening with many of us with regards to our sense of hearing now. There's a bigger awareness going on. So what do I need to hear at this time? It's so interesting because it's like, did you want to hear words coming guided, channeled from myself? Or was there something deeper that's going on with regards to your hearing? Your vision is shifting. So what's happening with your hearing while your visioning is shifting? Okay. Ooh, that's interesting. I love that. I love that energy of that, Marie. What is happening with your hearing as your vision is shifting? Because your vision is becoming definitely more acute in one eye and soon to be in the other eye. So, how are you? What are you seeing, or what are you hearing? What are you feeling? And is happening with the differences in your hearing? So there's something about that. You're being asked to level yourself up with your hearing. So what they're saying is taking the energy of the magic, yes, that's happening with your eyes. Feel how that's going all around that whole band of your head. And the magic is infusing in all of your senses. Holy cow. Wow. That is really interesting. So it's as though you're leveling up, you're activating up, but in all of your senses, like you're tasting, you're hearing, you're sensing. Okay. So it might become a little uncomfortable here this month, especially if there's family in that around, because you may be feeling that you're not able to actually delve into this. That's okay. That's okay. It is still occurring, it's still happening, and it's still shifting through the energy of that. Okay. That's really interesting, Marie. Cool. Wow. Okay, so going over to the questions over on the other thing now. I am bouncing back and forth, so thank you for your patience. So I'm going to Maria Norden's question now. Answered 14 minutes in. A message or advice from spirit would be nice around my path, my life, or anything that comes up. Thank you. Ooh. Okay, the Sandra Pelly in me wants to say, you need to make a decision, girl. Okay. Uh, Definitely, you need to make a decision on what you want. Like, okay, so I'm just going to leave it at that from Sandra Pelly, and I'm going to move out of the way now. And it's so interesting when I do that because I get this whole different sense of what's happening in my body when I move out of the way. That there is your answer. Okay. It's that you moving out of the way so that you can actually start to do things that are on your path. Okay. Move out of the way. Allow your egoic piece of you to move out of the way. Wow, that was huge. So I'm just going to see if there's anything else around that. So, as I said, Maria, moving out of the way. And that is honestly, when I go into the space of things, I actually can feel how I'm in that space and my physical body is here, but I can feel how I'm in that space. So allowing yourself to step into that space and then open up. And it's so interesting because when I do that, when I open up, it's like boom, 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 boom. All these things start to appear in front of me. And it's so magical. And you know what? I don't need to necessarily know which one of those things I have to go to right away, but the awareness that it's all there is there. And that's what's important. Okay. You have um, done a number of different things in 2021. And 2022 is the year of balance. It's really starting to recognize all the things that you did in your 2021, how to start to use those tools and really start to be effective in using those tools. So it's so interesting because I can see this sprig, like sprig is like a branch or something. It's something smaller. So it's not a whole great big branch. It's a sprig. So there's something to do with a sprig of something. That's for you to decipher. But there's many different. Oh, it's interesting because I'm now seeing like there's many different needles on it. Okay, and what do those needles represent to you, right? And where are they going? What are they doing? Are they falling off? I just put up my fake Christmas tree yesterday, decorated it today, had to vacuum 3 times because this tree is that old. And it's like it's time for me to recycle it, reuse it in a different way. So this is what you're being asked to do as well, Maria, is start to recycle and reuse the things that you know. Step into the energy of that. Okay. And it's really, I know you so well. So I know what, like I say, I know what Sandra Pelly, wants to say to you, but I don't know all the aspects of you. I only know the parts of you that I know. You intimately know the parts of you that are really starting to stand up and take notice. And that's where you're starting to be asked. That's what you're being asked to really start to focus on. What are those pieces of you that are almost crying to be heard? Wow, that's huge. Thank you so much. Okay, so okay, so I see Hope has 2 questions there. I'm gonna bring those together, Hope. Okay, so she's saying, how should I handle what is happening to me, and what is going on with me now? I love that. I absolutely love that. So one of the biggest things that I promote and I teach is this right here. That's probably one of the most powerful things that you can do to handle what you're going through right now. This is one of those life-changing mantras that as you breathe your way through it, it makes very interesting headway in your emotions and feelings. It allows you to come into this space of feeling calmer. And when you're feeling calmer and more grounded, that is the moment that you can start to see your way out of whatever it is that's going on around you. Okay. We grounded ourselves at the beginning with this mantra too. I hope if you want any of these, or if anybody wants any of these, drop me a private message, like click on my name and or swing past my name and go into Messenger and give me your mailing address, and I'll mail you some of these cards. Okay, so that you've got them to work with when you are going through things. So diving a little bit deeper into this, it's really interesting because I can feel the energy of a dog, whether it's your dog or not, I'm unsure. It's a like an Irish setter or a red setter, that is what I'm seeing, and it feels like there's a line going down it. It feels like there's an energy line that looks like it's energy, but it also looks like it's blue, the pale blue. So there's something about personal truth and that Irish setter that's happening, and then I feel the energy of a man standing over here as well. That man may not be somebody who's specifically happening in your life right now. It may be just the masculine energy of what's happening around the energy of the situation. So are you being asked to step up your masculine energy? Okay, are you being asked to, be the hunter gatherer? Are you being asked to be brave? Are you being asked to do the work kind of thing? That's the energy of what's I have coming up right now around that hope. Very interesting. I'm not too sure what's going on with that. My eyes are being drawn to this feather too. There's something about this feather for you too. Hope. Okay. You can see that there's lots of different textures to this feather. Yeah. Just think if there's anything else there. Yeah, breathing your way through the I am open mantra. And then there's, like I said, what's the energy of this red Irish setter? What's coming up with this red Irish setter? Have you had one before? What's its character traits? Or maybe go look up red Irish setters. Go look them up and see what the scoop is on them, okay? Mary answered at 21 minutes. Along the same lines, would spirit, of what would spirit have me to do to further my spiritual ascension? I love this question because it is kind of specific, and it also relates right back to what I just said to Sue Miller at the very beginning of the call. I answered it 5 minutes in. So there's something to do with crystal energy is really big right now. We're really being asked to step into that energy of Mother Earth in a different way, in a more powerful way. We're sitting in conference, I guess, having an intimate conversation with a crystal. It's the same thing. So I'm not sure if you've ever sat down with a crystal at any time, Mary, and just literally gave yourself over. Yes, please do, Hope. Thank you. I just was reading her answer there. So Mary, and you saw how I got sidetracked. So allow yourself the space to actually do that. It's so interesting because I think what I'll do is maybe later today, here you guys go. I didn't know I was going to do this. Later today, let's have some space together where we actually sit and do that. Okay. I'll provide a Zoom link, and if anybody wants to come in and join on that, then you guys are more than willing to do that. Let me just go put that in my calendar too. Let me see, where would I like to put that? Let's say at 3 o'clock, we'll do a Zoom, and I will provide a link for that, and we'll go do that. So I just put it into my calendar, everybody. Okay, I would love for you each to join us. And somebody did sit with a cat. Okay, just bear with me here. Things are happening. You did sit with a crystal, but probably not long enough. Fair enough. Fair enough, Mary. Oh, I love that. Okay, so I'm just going back to this. So thank you for being here too, Mary, to listen to that. So yeah, we'll do a crystal crystal gazing, crystal holding, whatever the sense of that is. We'll do something with that. Okay, very very powerful. And the last, Marie, any advice would be welcomed. I think I got you already in the other feed though, right? Let me just go through this again here. What do I need to hear at this time? Yes, I did. Okay. So going into Zila asked a question. I'm just going to go up to hers and then I'll come back over into the StreamYard end of things and see who's there. Bear with me. So Zila, she asked, 25 minutes in. Hi, Sandra. Is there anything I need to know about buying a house right now? There's a potential one, but I don't know how to overcome my fear of getting this wrong. Ooh, love this. um, you know what? If there's a potential house coming up, it's coming up for a reason. Bam. Okay. It is either going to be the house or it is not going to be the house. The thing is what you do with the energy of that house. If it becomes the house, that's what makes the house. Okay. So I want to dive into this, that fear of getting it wrong. Guess what I'm going to tell you? I am open with no expectations, no limitations, and being okay with the outcome. You know, we purchased this place where we're at right now, and we purchased it rather quickly. Actually, we it took us like I think 2 weeks, and then just roughly less than a month later, we were moved in, or we're in the process of moving in. And you know, we yes, we have emotions coming up around the house and that because it's like, is it suiting our life right now? And then my daughter decided to get married, and we realized, okay, there's a reason why we're in this place. There's a reason why we're settled right now. Okay. And whatever happens around the house, it's what you make of the house. Okay. So if you put an offer in on a house and it doesn't happen, move forward. That house wasn't the one that was supposed to be with you, but you learned something in the process. If this is your first go around with buying a house, you've learned something in the process, right? My method of doing some things are, where's the kitchen window? What's the yard look like? What is outside that I want to have available to me? Those are the type of things where you can start to streamline the energy towards what you want with the house. So you notice that I'm giving you some pieces of information. It's because you went really random with you went wide open with your question. Is there anything I need to know about buying a house right now? It's pretty wide open. And then you went down to that about the fear of getting it wrong. Does it have the things you want? Make a list of the things you want, right? I know I love being able to look out my kitchen window and see the forest, see the trees. I love being able to look out this window and I can see a tree right there, right? I love the natural light that comes in this window. It's my little space, right? So, what do you want in a house? And go from there, okay? Because the things about getting things wrong, it's because you have that fear, though. As soon as that fear comes up, that's what you're doing. I am open with no expectations, no limitations, and being okay with the outcome. Because everything does fall into place in really magical ways as you give yourself over to that. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So here's a fairly lengthy one. And I believe it's from my new friend, Maria. It is too. So, Sandra, I have a question. It has to do with overcoming obstacles. I feel like some obstacles are made to overcome, but some are in our past to make us pause and look at the path and the forks in the road. I feel I'm at a crossroads and this decision feels like an obstacle that I can absolutely can be overcome, but something is tugging me, asking me to really find truth. Time is a factor though, and I don't think well under pressure. Again, breathe your way through that. I am open, Maria. You know what? If you have one of these cards, I'm 95% sure you got one from me when we were at the Christmas farmers market. Um, let me just tap into the energy of this obstacle as well too. So the first thing that I'm seeing when I see this obstacle, Maria, is the fact that it's not huge. You're right. There's different types of energies around different types of obstacles. So um, I love that you're seeing it for what it actually is, and that it's a decision to be made. So if you were to step into doing whatever it is you think that obstacle is preventing you from doing, if you were to step into actually doing what that is, how does that make you feel? Okay. Then what's the other path? If I don't do this, what is the result going to be? So that's probably your most powerful way to take a look at what you want to do with this obstacle. Okay. How is it going to make you feel? If and I'm going to add something to this, that if you're like, oh, here's this thing, and I stepped into it, and oh gosh, that's not the feeling I thought I was going to have. That feels actually not very good at all. There's your answer as well, right? So stepping in to looking at the energy of it, stepping into the imagining what your life would be like if you did it, and imagine what your life would be like if you did not do it. Okay. And again, always being open with no expectations, no limitations, and being okay with the outcome. So I'm just going to have a read through that again. I feel like I'm at a crossroads, and this decision feels like an obstacle that can absolutely be overcome, but something is tugging me, asking me to really find the truth. Okay. So here's another piece to this that you could do as well is okay, okay, interesting. I was going to go from the perspectives point of view. And when I say perspectives point of view, when I'm talking about what that is, I actually ask you to look at it from what is a child's point of view when it looks at this obstacle? What is a spouse's point of view? What is a family member's? What is a good friend's? What is a complete stranger's perspective? But there's something, like you said, that's that underlying. There's something underlying in here. So what is the reason? Ask yourself, what is the reason, and that you want the answers right away, that you need the answers right away. Okay. um, so I'm feeling something about mother energy with regards to this obstacle too. There's some mother energy, and that might be why it's being tugging at you. There's something to do with mother energy. Is it your mother, or is it his mother, or is it you as the mother? So tapping into that, seeing what's coming up when you think of the mother energy in there. Okay. Not feminine energy per se, but mother energy. That was very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. So I'm just going to scroll back and make sure that I haven't missed anybody. Jackie, did you ask a question? Hope you did. Um, I don't know who this one person is, and I can't scroll back on this anymore. Oh, and Tamara asked a good question too. So who asked what does my energy need? If somebody can tell me who asked that question, and in the meantime, I'm going to answer Tamara. Tamara. Is there a message my brother is wanting me to know? I see his birthday on the clock almost daily, 12:14. Well, first and ultimately, it's because he's there with you, and he wants you to know that he's there with you. So I'm going to tap into that a little bit further. Right away, there is something coming up, and it's so comical because at first it was white, and then it was yellow, and it feels like it was a white feather, and then it went to something yellow. So it feels like almost like those yellow flowers that are at Easter, and they might actually be a symbol for cancer as well. I'm not sure, but there's something about that yellow flower that's coming up. Okay. There's oh, is there a piece of jewelry? There's something about a piece of jewelry. I'm not sure if it was one that he had, one that you have. There's something about a piece of jewelry, and something to do with yellow. So I'm not sure if that's to do with gold or if that's to do with a bead or a crystal, but there's something to do with jewelry and the word yellow. And now yellow, what does yellow mean to you? What does the color yellow mean to you? Because that might be where the yellow's coming in with regards to this piece of jewelry. Okay. So yeah, there's something about a piece of jewelry, and of course, like I said, that 12-14, seeing that constantly, his birthday, is about him being there and supporting you in a really big way. Okay. Okay, let me see what the new comments are. Okay, there's no new comments as far as I can see. Oh yeah, I am. Okay, walking through, okay, someone, yes, he is. Jackie, it is Jackie. Okay, thank you, appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back up to that. Thank you, folks. Appreciate your patience. So Jackie asked, what does my energy need? Ooh, I love that. First thing that I got was chakras. Okay, there's something about cleansing your chakras. Are you familiar with chakras? Honestly, just one of the things I do, you can do this really rapidly, or you can take your time to do it. One of the ways to do it really rapidly is to imagine this little fairy, possibly just going through all your chakras with a broom and sweeping them out, right? And start with your root chakra, then up into your sacral chakra, up into your solar plexus, up into your heart chakra. Oh, I can feel bubbling. Up into the throat chakra. I love how my throat's starting to want to be cleared now. Drawing a breath up into the third eye chakra, into the pineal, up into the crown. Yay! Yeah, there's something about it just needs a thorough cleansing. So have yes, I understand you're probably bathing, etc. Be conscious though if you are standing in a shower or in a river or in flowing water of any kind, be conscious of your chakras cleansing. Okay. So allow that, step into the energy of that. Okay. Beautiful. So yeah, there's a cleansing of your energy. And does that mean that you're in danger or that things are going awry because of it? No, you asked specifically, what does my energy need? Your energy needs some clearing. We can actually just clear it right now. I'm just going to use a pendulum. First of all, I'm going to clear my pendulum. And I don't know if you guys can see that. It's actually doing this beautiful rotation. So it's cleansing itself. And then I'm going to ask for it to cleanse Jackie and everybody else in this call, anybody on the replays as well, just asking to clear the energy for the highest good, for the most benevolent reasons, and the greatest good of all. Beautiful. Ooh, I'm liking that. Does anybody else like that energy? It feels really nice, doesn't it? And it's coming to the point where it's done. Beautiful. So how does that feel, Jackie? Hopefully you feel better. Okay, so I'm unsure who wrote that, so let me just tap on that. There. It actually went all the way back to the beginning on that, so I can't tell who it is. Okay, so I'm not sure who this is, but thank you. Working through it in parts definitely helps. I'm going to journal on this more and really break it down. Okay, perfect. I believe that probably is Maria with referring to her question. Donna, hello. Really happy you're here. What should I be focusing on in my life right now? Self-care is coming up. Self-care is the first thing that came into my mind, and it swooped in like a raging river. Taking care of yourself, ultimately, given what's going on in your life in many different aspects and many different fields. There's lessons, there's things that get put in front of us sometimes, and they're so that we can kind of prioritize what's going on. And when I talk about prioritizing, it's really recognizing what our personal needs are in the middle of all the kerfuffle that's going on. Because even if it's that taking, 5 minutes to have a cup of coffee or to have your pop or to have your potato chips or to go for a walk around the house, whatever. It's just taking those 5 minutes sometimes is all that we need to make a big shift, a big change in what's going on in our energy. Yeah, see, the personal truth came up. So yeah, self-care is really important. That's what you should be focusing on in your life right now. Now, does that mean that you don't focus on anything else? No. What it does mean though is if you bring your attention around how are you taking care of yourself? Are you resting? Are you speaking your truth about matters? Meaning, are you speaking about how you're feeling? Are you being open with how you're feeling to yourself, especially? Okay. Because when we shut down because of the things that are going on around us, because of our desires, because of our worries and fears, then we're not taking care of ourselves anymore. So being upfront and in your own face about what's going on in your life is a really good place to start, and starting to take care of yourself. Like I said, I've said this in the past where in January, I was doing this very big launch. That was my first great big launch with paid guests and paid attendees. And I made a point of getting out for 45-minute, hour-long walks, even though I was really drawn to just sitting at my computer and getting this stuff all out and created. What happened is I actually felt way better physically. I also had some really incredible information come through because I was taking care of myself. So those other parts of your life will fall into place more easily and in fact better with clearer information coming in when you do take care of yourself. Okay? So self-care is what you're being asked to focus on. Beautiful. Oh, I like this. Love the fairy. Love you. Thank you. Headed to the hotel, a hotel tomorrow. Perfect. Right on. I feel good. Dee, 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 just like I knew that I would. That must be Jackie. Beautiful. Brooklyn. Hi. I'm so glad you're here. I haven't talked to you in months. I haven't seen you in months. What do I need to know about trying for another baby? First of all, um, you participated in one of the empowering extravaganzas, and it was the one that was all about animals and the medicine wheel and stuff. There is another whole part of what I bring to people, and it's about our vocabulary. And that's what I really want you to hone in on right here, Brooklyn, is that word trying. Okay. What I would love for you to be able to do is to really be aware of where you're saying the word try, and then knock it out of your vocabulary. It takes some doing, it takes some practice. Okay. It is a conscious decision that you make to no longer be trying to do things, but just be doing things. Okay. So what's happening around the energy of the baby is very likely that as you learn how to move away from that word, whether the baby comes or not, you will have had a huge shift in your energy because you've stepped through the energy of that word trying and you're no longer using that word try. And then the world opens up and all this baby energy, all this powerful, loving energy comes to you more easily because you've opened yourself up and moved away from the word trying. So just, I'm feeling into the energy of this. um, I'm not going to go deep and go personal because this is a pretty public forum. There's definitely some energy with regards to fallopian tubes, and one definitely works way better than the other. That's the energy of them. Does that mean that there's something medically wrong? I personally have no idea. I'm not a medical professional. However, there's the energy of that. So we did talk about light energy. What you could be doing is start to do this practice. Not try to do it, but do this practice. Start to draw energy into that whole reproductive system area of yourself. Start to talk about it being healthy. start to, and honestly, that's how I cured myself of a kidney infection and constant urinary tract infections, was I talked my body into health. Okay. Does that mean you'll have a baby? I'm unsure here right now because anything's possible, right? What you will do though is you'll have done two things. One, you will have taken that word try out of your vocabulary, and the other is you will have created this beautiful, healthier, energetically healthier part of your body. And that's so massive. That's so massive. So draw the light in. Imagine, take a go and look online at a photo of what the womb, the fallopian tubes, the ovaries, all those things look like, and then start to focus on drawing the light into them and asking for them to be healthy and vibrant. Okay, very, very powerful. That is such a good question. Thank you for bringing that up. So anybody can do this type of work with any part of their body, because even though we are a physical being, there is energy aspects to all the different things that are happening with us. Okay. Very, very powerful. Okay. Whew. That's a lot of questions. Good questions, guys. You're welcome, Brooklyn. You're welcome. Okay, so everybody, I'm going to go grab a Zoom link. I will create a post, and at what time did I say? Let me just look at my calendar here. At 3, so at 2 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, and so forth. We will do a crystal gazing type of event, okay, where we really step into the energy of embracing the energy of that crystal, whether we're gazing at it or whether we're seeing it with our eyes closed. We'll tap into the energy of this crystal. And thank you guys for being here and asking your questions. I on one hand, I absolutely love StreamYard. On the other hand, the way the feed works, it's interesting how that works. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so thanks everybody. I have another call coming up in 15 minutes, so I'm going to take this opportunity since all the questions have been answered. I believe they've been all answered. Does anybody know if I missed anybody? I'm just going to scroll back through here real quickly. Looks like I got everybody's. Yeah, looks like I got everybody's. And Robin didn't even ask a question. You know, when you have these opportunities, guys, that's all right, though. It's okay. Okay, so for those of you who are going to come back on, we'll see you at 3 o'clock Mountain Time. Okay, take care, everybody. Bye.